Welcome to Tax Insights, presented by Hawkins Ash CPAs.
Good morning, listeners. Welcome back to Tax Insight here on WOMT. Every week, we got Jeff from Hawkins Ash. Jeff, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Terry.
Hey, it is almost April 15th. We're getting closer, but today, let's talk about filing extensions when paying your taxes.
Sounds good. Yeah, because, as we get, like you said, close to April 15th, well, I guess it's April 18th this year. They gave us a couple extra days. I just want to talk a little bit about what you should do if you can't file your taxes on time or if you can't pay what's owed. The nice thing is that you can always get that extension.
All right, so if a return is extended, when is it due then?
So it's due 6 months after the due date. So in this case, it would be October 15th. Now, it's you don't want to wait that long to get your return filed. Filing it as soon as possible is still a good idea.
And if I remember correctly, the extension is for filing only, not the actual payment, correct?
That's right. So if you owe tax, that tax still needs to be paid by the due date. If it's not paid by that point, the IRS and states, well, they'll charge you interest. And they may even charge you a late payment penalty. So you just want to make sure you get that tax paid, by April 15th or April 18th in this case.
Right. So what about in the situation, let's say an individual owes money to the IRS and they cannot pay the tax that is owed? What happens in a situation like that?
Yeah, so a lot of people will just panic. And my thing is just don't panic. Just file the return even if you cannot make the payment. This is going to avoid any kind of late filing penalty, which could be, a pretty good sized penalty. And then just pay what you can. The next step is then to contact the IRS to set up a payment schedule. Now, if you don't do this, they will contact you. They'll send you a letter basically letting you know what you owe, and then you'll have to go ahead and make those payments. But you can go right to the IRS website and you can apply for an online payment plan or an installment agreement. You can set up a short-term plan, which is 120 days or less, or you can actually even set up a little longer-term plan and just continue to make payments. Now, this may reduce some of the penalties, but it's certainly not going to reduce the interest.
So what should be done to avoid, the same problem?
The biggest thing is, adjust your withholdings. Have your employer take more out in tax because then you're going to have less owed here at the end of the year. Or set up estimated tax payments. Pay your taxes on a quarterly basis. Then it's not just one big chunk at April 15th.
Jeff, great information every week here in the program. Before we get going, though, even though, let's say you file an extension, there are still things that need to be done by April 18th in this year. Is that correct?
That's right. So if you want to put money into a traditional or a Roth IRA, that has to be done by April 18th, no matter if you extend your return or not. And the same thing as funding your health savings account for last year. That has to be done by April 18th.
Awesome, Jeff. Great information each and every week here on Tax Insight. How do listeners get a hold of the team at Hawkins Ash?
I would go to our website, which is hawkinsash.cpa. Follow us on Twitter or like us on Facebook.
We'll talk to you next week here on WOMT.
This has been Tax Insights, presented by Hawkins Ash CPAs. Learn more online at hawkinsashcpas.com. Hawkins Ash CPAs. Part of your business, part of your life.